So I wasn't able to interview that guy. There's just been student reserves. It's just, sure, yeah. We'll just,
Thank you for joining us. We are here today at Allentown School District's Jackson Early Childhood Center to promote the importance of early learning opportunities in recognition of National Kindergarten Day, which is tomorrow, Friday, April 21st. First, we'd like to thank a few people for being with us here today. Mayor Turk of the City of Allentown, Deidre Bashir, our CEO and President of Community Services for Children, and we also have some ASD board members with us, President Ms. Audrey Matheson, and Director Ms. Phoebe Harris. And of course, our wonderful superintendent, Dr. Carol Burks. But first, to help us kick off the celebration and to welcome our partners from across the community, we have Mrs. Keller's kindergarten students here to sing a song about friendship.
Okay, are you ready? Okay, stand up. Stand up. Nice big smiles. Ready, go.
Friends, friends, 1, 2, 3. All my friends are here with me. You're my friend, you're my friend, you're my friend, you're my friend. Say friends, friends, 1, 2, 3. All my friends are here with me.
Thank you, Mrs. Keller, and boys and girls of Mrs. Keller's class, and thank you to all of our friends who are here with us today, some longtime friends, and hopefully some new friends as well. And now we have another very important person here with us today, and it's my pleasure to introduce our student speaker, Truth Murphy.
Hello, my name is Truth Murphy, and I'm in kindergarten at Jackson. And this year I learned a lot, and I learned how to read and write. And my favorite thing about school or Jackson is that you get to spend time with your friends. I'm so excited for you to come to my school today.
Great. Friends, friends, 1, 2, 3. Friends, friends, 1, 2, 3. Everyone's here is my friend. And I'm so happy to have so many friends here this morning. Let's give a round of applause for our kindergarten students. It's great to have some friends. I want to thank everyone for coming this morning to celebrate our kindergarten students as well as our early learning initiatives. Let's give another roaring, now that round of applause was okay. But let's give a roaring round of applause for our kindergarten students as well as True, my friend True, who did an amazing job of introducing me this morning. I want to thank True's mother is here. I just want to acknowledge her, Miss Angus Murphy. Thank you so much for allowing us to love True just as much as you do. So let's give her a round of applause. I also want to thank the Jackson team. Thank you for hosting us this morning and give special acknowledgement to, of course, our Mayor Turk. So thank you for joining us in this work. To our board president, Ms. Audrey Matheson. To our school board director, Ms. Phoebe Harris. Thank you again for being here and your commitment to our early learners. I also want to thank many of the elected officials who they may have sent representatives or who are so excited and have showed such great commitment to Allentown School District and to me since I started as superintendent. Share everything. Play fair. Clean up your own mess. Take a nap every afternoon. Live a balanced life. Share everything. Say you're sorry when you hurt someone's feelings. Sing, dance, and play at work every day. These are just a few of the life lessons that Robert Fulghum highlights in his poem, which later became an award-winning text. All I really need to know, I learned in kindergarten. Some of us thinking about some of those lessons that you learned back then when you were 4 or 5 years old. I think if I could add 3 things to Mr. Fulgrim's text, that would be love your teachers. I can think back when I was in kindergarten, and that wasn't so long ago. I think back to Miss Furby, who her name now is Miss Thomas. She was my kindergarten teacher. And believe it or not, and don't go Google me trying to figure out how old I am still in contact with her today. She was my teacher. She was a principal. When I became a principal, they identified her as my mentor when I was a first-year principal. And they asked me, do you know Miss Thomas? And I laughed. Superintendent asked me. He said, why are you laughing? I said, Miss Thomas taught me my ABCs, my 1, 2, 3s, and how to believe in myself. She also taught me a love of learning. That's the second thing. Love learning. Read often. I think back to when she had us sing the ABCs frontwards and backwards. And it made us read our first books. That's what I can think about early learning experience. And the third thing I was taught in kindergarten, and I think that Fulghum should have added to his text, was to love yourself. Despite what's happening in the world, it starts with you, believing in you and loving you. And I can think back to a song, and I'm really gonna date myself. You know, I attended a very segregated school when I was in kindergarten. So everyone was African American. And in that classroom, and so was Miss Thomas, she taught us this song, Young, Gifted, and Black. Oh, what a lovely, precious thing to be young, gifted, and black. Those words, loving my teacher, loving and reading often, and really feeling a sense of being empowered, a sense of agency and commitment to myself as a young Black person. I've carried those things on throughout my life. And all those small but profound lessons I learned in kindergarten. So I want to thank every teacher. Just think about it. The teachers in this school, they're kindergarten teachers. So let's give a round of applause for all our kindergarten teachers. But I want to go back to Fulbrook, because he was the original author of this text. Wish I would have thought about that. He wrote this back in 1986. He said something that was really interesting. He said, hold hands and stick together. Think about in life, many people who you've met, many people along the way. Today, Allentown School District, the City of Allentown, Community Services for Children, United Way, Lehigh Valley Reads, and everyone in this room, our partners from PBS, we're holding hands. We're sticking together so that we can support the early learners here in Allentown. There's so many amazing things happen, and think of the seeds that start or that are planted in your life very early on. Being kind, fair, share, be friends. Our friends talk to us about being friends. All those small but significant life lessons. If you capture those things very early on in kindergarten, what a great person you will be. We're hoping that we wish everyone adopted some of those very simple principles. So as a community, today we are pledging our commitment to ensure that all our earliest learners from birth until 5, that we are intentionally focused. Today's press conference and program today is saying, hey, we need to bond together as a community and renew our commitment. We're going to, and what are we going to do about that? We're going to convene a task force, an early learning task force that will be led by Mayor Turk, Ms. Bashir and myself, and many other nonprofit leaders throughout this community. We are going to share what's happening within the district. We're going to share in curriculum. We're going to share in our approaches. We're also going to share just an overall commitment to our social emotional learning approaches, to supporting early learning. If you start learning early, you're more inclined to be successful, of course, in school as well as in life. There's research that there's a correlation between what happens to you from kindergarten up to throughout all grade levels, 17 to 20 years, 1 year old, if you get those positives and great things planted in your lives early. So we are excited to say we are committed to pre-K. We are going to offer more pre-K seats here in the district. We don't offer pre-K as a community. We do collective community, but not within our district. And as I mentioned, a few minutes ago, we're forging a tight bond with our early learning providers. We want to share with them the professional learning that our teachers are experiencing so that we're preparing our early learners for school. We're going to share in some of the social emotional approaches that we are adopting within the district, because we know it is imperative, regardless if someone's attending a state-of-the-art facility, as my friend Ms. Bashir operates, as well as if you're working at home as a daycare provider or early learning child care provider. We want us to work very closely so we can change the trajectory of our learners here in Allentown. How many people know that Allentown is the most sensational place to work and live, as well as be committed to the children? So everyone that raised their hands in this room, we invite you into this partnership. I know that our kindergarten teachers are like, well, we do this every day, but we are making an appeal here today to every single nonprofit to support our pre-K initiatives as well as our early learning overall efforts. I want to thank you and to show that publicly in front of all these finite witnesses, we're here today. Our friend, my dear friend, Mayor Turk is here to talk about his commitment and the pledge that the city is making to supporting early learning and to celebrating Kindergarten Day, which is tomorrow, and as well as my friend Ms. Bashir will come and share some words. So thank you so much. I am extremely honored to serve as your superintendent, And let's give another roaring round of applause for our kindergarten students. My friend, please welcome my friend Mayor.
How did you feel?
I was gonna set it up for the mayor.
Truth jumped on that stool. Did I turn off? There we go. Truth jumped on that stool and she had like some stature there. That was amazing. Buenos días a todos. Buenos días. Anybody? Buenos dias. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for welcoming me back to Jackson. I'm so excited to be here. I was here just a month ago reading to a class of kindergartners. Really enjoyed myself. Thank you to Abigail, Talia, and Angelina for welcoming me at the front door this morning. I really appreciated that. Thank you all for inviting me to join you in celebrating National Kindergarten Day and to talk for a moment about how important early childhood education is for our city and for our region. So I had a totally awesome childhood. My grandparents lived right next door to me, and my abuela, Mimi, was always there for me. She'd feed me delicious picadillo with white rice and black beans, and she'd play dominoes with me. She'd clack them on the table as she shuffled the dominoes. I was really, really lucky to have her. And I was also lucky to have had access to quality early childhood education. My memory on a lot of things is a little bit fuzzy, but I can vividly remember the YMCA building on Main Street in Stroudsburg and going into the basement to get some of the basics. And thank you, Dr. Burks, for talking about your childhood, your kindergarten experiences, because I can also remember Mrs. Finlayson at Smithfield Elementary in East Stroudsburg and singing in the morning and saying the Pledge of Allegiance and getting those early things that we needed. Flash forward 30 years, and I'm in the basement of a parking garage on Linden Street at Grace Montessori with my kids. We're doing activities. We focused on simple mechanics, things like pouring a pitcher of water and getting down to a kid's level to communicate, speaking in soft tones. If you all went to the Y as a kid, or if your kids are enrolled in a Head Start program, you understand how important early childhood education is. You wanted to give your child the best shot at success, and you found a way to overcome the challenges associated with doing that. Those programs put you and your kids in a position to lead in your community, to excel at work and at home, and to be a good parent. You had a better shot at a healthy outcome. My administration of the City of Allentown is committed to collaborating with our partners to achieve a safer, cleaner, and healthier city. Making sure that Allentown's kids can access quality early learning opportunities is central to achieving that goal. Our Health Bureau is responsible for inspecting child care facilities and ensuring that our kids have their vaccines. Our police department and fire department are actively involved in engaging with families to keep kids safe on our streets and in their homes. Our Parks Department manages recreation programs to keep kids active and maintain clean environments for them to play sports, cool off in a pool, and enjoy time in nature. But those are just the basics of what we do as a city. We can do more for our youngest residents. That's why I'm excited to join the Early Learning Task Force that Dr. Burks and I are convening in partnership with the Community Services for Children. But we're also doing some things like collaborating with the school district to host events to get our kids registered and into kindergarten so they can enjoy life here at Jackson, enjoy teachers like Ms. Furby and Mrs. Finlayson. So we're going to start by setting up an early registration at our Earth Day at the Parks event, our Earth Day at the Allentown Arts Park this weekend, April 22nd. We'll be out with the Allentown School District getting kids registered for kindergarten. Over the course of the summer, our city recreation department programs movies in the parks. We've got 6 different movies each month over the course of this summer, all mostly geared toward kids. And at each of those movies, we'll have registration opportunities. And finally, I want to announce that we'll be hosting multiple pop-up events at our city pools, where you'll be able to get your kids registered for kindergarten, and if you register, we'll give you free admission to the pool that day. Our entire region depends on the quality of the education that our young Allentonians receive. The City of Allentown will continue to work with the Allentown City School District to find innovative approaches to making it easier for parents to get their kids into school and prepare them for the future. I'm also asking you and everybody in our community to put in that effort as well, find ways to get creative about addressing the complex challenges that we all face together, and be creative about getting our kids into these amazing programs. And with that, I want to hand off to Deidre Bashir, CEO of Community Services for Children. Thanks.
Just keep jockeying the mic depending on height, right? Mrs. McGilvred, that was the name of my kindergarten teacher, and that's as far back as I can go. And I think we can all get in touch with that time we got on the big yellow bus for the first day, and we took it to that big brick building, often a big brick building, and entered into a classroom with a person we may or may not have met prior, with children from our community and from outside our community. And really, it is an amazing place where many of us think that we really began our academic journey. However, those of us in the field of early education, we've got some great early educators back here in the field and within the room, we know that the preparation for achievement begins long before we enter that kindergarten classroom. The foundation for a child's success begins with a healthy birth, a deep attachment to a responsive caregiver, a safe and healthy home and community environment, and exposure to high quality, and that's the key, high quality early learning experiences such as Head Start and our Keystone to Quality Stars 3 and 4 providers. Research bears witness to what those of us in the field experience every day and year after year. Children who have the benefit of a high-quality early preschool experience enter kindergarten healthy and ready to learn. They're able to demonstrate the aptitudes, behaviors, and skills for current and future academic success, such as the ability to think critically, to collaborate successfully with their peers and their teachers, to apply creativity when they're problem solving, and to communicate appropriately, successfully with those around them, building friendships and connections. Kindergarten teachers often share that they're able to quickly identify incoming children who have had the experience of a high-quality early education because they are enthusiastic learners who have a solid school readiness foundation from which to build. The long-term benefits of early education impact a child throughout their entire life. We've talked birth to 21, but even beyond, supporting lasting positive outcomes. Children with a high-quality preschool experience are more likely to graduate from high school, attend college or trade school, become gainfully employed, and support their local community. They're far less likely to become incarcerated or to drop out of school. Early education experiences even impact long-term health outcomes. Children who have early education experiences grow up to be healthy adults who are less likely to experience hypertension and cardiovascular disease, stroke, and diabetes. The evidence is strikingly clear that early experiences matter. High-quality early education works, and it is critical for our school district and for our community success. With that being said, and always shown up by children, as we know, they are the highlight of our time together. I just want to take a moment and truly thank Dr. Burks, the Allentown School District, the board directors who are here, Jen Bryant, Mayor Turk, and the City of Allentown and the leadership there for your continued support and collaboration with the early learning community. Your efforts truly help Community Services for Children to continue to press toward our vision of engaged communities where every child thrives and every family succeeds. Thank you.
Thank you, Deidre. And my apologies to audience members. And my excitement to kick us off, I failed to introduce myself. My name is Jennifer Bryant, and I have what I think is one of the best jobs here in the district. I'm the Senior Executive Director of Elementary Schools. So all these sweet faces are happily a part of my everyday responsibilities, and I thank you again for being here. Yes, very lucky. So today you've heard how important early learning opportunities are for children, and the next step in that journey is kindergarten. ASD is proud to serve over 1,000 students each year in full-day kindergarten programming. Full-day kindergarten not only boosts students' academic achievement, but it also strengthens their social and emotional skills. To be sure our students don't miss a day of what our kindergarten has to offer, ASD is committed to making sure that our students are registered before the first day of kindergarten, which is Monday, August 28th, if you weren't aware. And I think you heard Mayor Turk speak to some of the creative initiatives we're working on together to make sure that we are out and about in the city and that families are aware of how they can register, where they can register, and that they have our support. So you can expect to see members of our community across the city through the spring and summer to promote the importance of early registration. As Mayor Turk said, you can expect to see us this Saturday at Arts Park. We will be there. And on May 16th, we will be in our neighborhoods for a canvassing campaign. Look for us. We have stuff to help you get kinder ready. These are bilingual materials that we want to, in addition to all that our community providers do around early learning, we want to make sure you have some additional summer supports. And if you register now, you will be able to attend screening events that are scheduled throughout May at our elementary schools to help engage you early and effectively for a successful start of kindergarten. And if you weren't aware, your child will need a recent physical to register for kindergarten. I'm happy to announce that on May 6th, ASD is partnering with Star Community Health Kids Care Siegel Center to provide families with an opportunity to obtain their kindergarten physicals and immunizations. And if needed, ASD staff will be on site to assist families in completing their registration. In ASD, it's easy to register for kindergarten, and registration is open. If you or someone you know has a child who turns 5 years old on or before September 1st, it's time to register for kindergarten. And as a final reminder, the first day of school is Monday, August 28th. The countdown to kindergarten is on. Thank you everyone for your attendance today, and for everyone else, I would be remiss if I didn't thank Mrs. Lynn Talbot, kindergarten teacher, Clearview Elementary. And at this time, we'd like to invite everyone here to take a tour of a few of our classrooms to see the engagement and learning that takes place here in the Allentown School District. Thank you.